that. I thought we played downhill to the basket and got to the paint. And then that opened up and generated some open threes for us. And then I thought our defense and our rebounding was much better in the second half. The first half, I thought we had too many offensive rebounds. And, I think I mentioned before the game that we had done a good job at their place the other night, defensive rebounding, but we couldn't lose sight of that in this game because they've always rebounded the ball very, very well against us.
Eric, go ahead. Billy asked you earlier today about Dennis's defense. What do you think his defense does for his offense? Because he has 4 steals tonight. He gets a couple of key steals in the third and fourth quarter, and it seems to really help you guys get out the transition that way.
Well, I think the sign of a really good player is, every game's not going to go your way, but he has a great ability because he did not have a great first half, and he really, I think, came out in the second half and certainly played, much close to who he is as a player, and I give him a lot of credit because that's a skill and that's a gift to be able to shift, after halftime. To your point, play as well as he did, offensively, even the end of third and to start the fourth when we had our second unit in there. He did a great job leading that group.
Billy, you've talked about his kind of competitiveness. He's had some games. His game in Sacramento, he sort of threw it on himself. He came back the next night and was really good. What is it about him, you think, that gets him?
I think really, really good players have the ability to self-evaluate, and readjust. A lot of times with players, sometimes when they have a bad half, it's really hard to have a good game. He's one of those guys that's very competitive. He's internally competitive. I think he holds himself to a very high standard. He has an expectation of how he wants to go out there and play. And when he's not playing to the level that we need him to, or he needs to, or the expectation he has on himself, he has a great ability competitively to come back and to really, whatever it is, refocus, get energized, get competitive. I think a lot of times players can lose confidence. He doesn't at all. He almost gets irritated. He gets upset. He gets mad. In a good way, more himself about wanting to play better and to do better for our team because he wants to win and he is competitive. But he's got a really, really good ability to be able to shift like that and get himself back to, playing at a high level.
Billy, Nader had another night where he was getting to the rim really well. What was opening up for him there?
I'm sorry?
What was opening up for Abdul?
I think a couple times he shot fake, which was good. He made a three. He mixed it up really well tonight. He shot faked, got to the rim. They closed to him. He made a three. I think in that second half, he just was aggressive. He was able to create some angles for himself. And, he's an athletic guy, but when the rim, he's got good size and good length. And when he can create an angle and get something on his hip, he's generally a pretty good finisher.
He I think, had a floater in that second quarter where it's showing that he's able to diversify when he's getting to the rim. Has that been something he's been working on or that he's just had for the season?
Well, like I said, earlier in the season, he wasn't in the rotation, and I give him a lot of credit. He's out there working on everything. He's shooting, floaters, runners, finishes at the rim. I think the next step for him is, as he continues to penetrate and get downhill, which is what we want from all of our guys, is then reading the floor and making the extra pass to the perimeter. But he created some really good angles for himself, and he was able to get to the basket and finish.
Billy, this is kind of two parts, but the first part is